Welcome to the What Are We Doing Here podcast, where we share the inspiring stories of two completely opposite women who overcame their unhealthy relationships with food and negative self talk, who found a path to health and healing through self discovery and natural nutritional supplements. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Brittany. And today we're going to talk about our whys. But first,
We're going to address a comment that was made on one of our YouTubes. And, you know, last week we were talking about the outpouring of love that we got. And, it was it was really incredible. Like, we weren't expecting that. And then we had this amazing outpouring. And then we get this negative comment. And it really bothered me. It really hurt my feelings. Basically, the comment was that we were just broadcasting a pyramid scheme, and it was really hard for me because I am coming on here being super vulnerable and sharing a story that I've never shared before, and it's definitely not to sell anything. So it really hurt my feelings.
well, I think it's important to note. I just want to say I was the calm one in this because I've been sharing my story. So I was just like, Lindsay, people are going to be negative. You can't please everybody. But, she's been super vulnerable and it hurts me that it hurt her. But I just want to say that, yes, we are part of the same company. Yes, we sell amazing products that we're passionate about, but we are not here to sell anything. We are here to make connections and to help women and men if, they want to tune in, but to share our journeys and make connections with people that are going through the same things that we're going through. We're not here to sell you anything. We just want to be here with you.
Right. Yeah. And I think making connections, that's a huge piece of what we're doing. And I think that really ties into something that we're doing this week. So Brittany and I are on day 4 of a 7-day water fast. And this actually sparked when we were in Destin. We met an incredible man, James Zhang, and he introduced us to this book that he wrote. It's incredible. The Miraculous Breakthrough Formula. And so he actually has a group that is doing a 7-day fast together. So I'm not sure that I ever would have done it without the group. I mean, I read the book and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. But having some accountability has been really nice. So connections are huge with who we have come in contact with. And so really just putting ourselves out there and letting people connect with us,
Mhm.
and having the opportunity to interact with other women and men who maybe have a similar story. So you know I think that is just, yeah, you
Yeah.
know
Well, and I'll say, I think that's also why the negative comment hits you so poorly. Because you usually have really thick skin, but our brains have been deprived of sugar and all for 4 days at this point. So we are really happy to be doing this fast. I feel like I've had a lot of success so far. It's been hard, but Lindsay, why are you doing this fast?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It definitely is. And after reading the book, it is for me to develop a stronger connection with God.
Yeah.
I have had a really up and down relationship with religion and spirituality. I didn't grow up in church. I kind of had to find it on my own. And even throughout my life, I've had periods of negativity, and when some things that have happened that I don't understand, I really had a hard time leaning
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
and, really having a strong belief. And so for me, this is um, super important to just develop my faith and develop a relationship with God. And it has been tough. For 2 days, I was so sick. Like, I was vomiting. It
I've been
was
worried
so
about
bad.
you. Yeah.
But I just prayed and I kept fighting through and I stuck it out with just water. And now on day 4, I'm feeling so much better. still a little bit weak, but I haven't had food for 4 days. So,
Right.
um, but definitely better and feeling much more invigorated, excited about I mean, we're halfway through. We are
I know.
halfway done.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
And yeah, I'm proud of us. Um,
Yeah.
I have never done a fast before, so this was a biggie for me. Uh, I've been planning to do it for 3 or 4 weeks. It took me a while to get in that mental mindset of you can do this. Your body's going to be without food for this long, and again, this book has helped us all the way through it. And his recordings in the mornings, but I'll tell you, it's not been easy. There's times, especially because I'm home this week. I don't, during the day, nobody's here with me. There's times I'm like, man, I really like. I could use it. It's just a bite of something.
Yeah,
And I really have to go and just pray about it. So it's been a week.
absolutely. And I think that remembering why
Yes.
we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And with anything, um, you really have to remember your why. With a healthy journey, with getting on track with a health plan. I don't like to call them diets because diets don't work. You really have to be ready to make that change and know why it is that you're making that change for a healthy lifestyle. Is it your kids? In everything that I do, my kids tend to be the circle of my why.
Right.
With looking for an extra income stream. It's my kids. I want to have more time at home with them.
Yes.
And I want to be able to not miss their school dances or miss a softball game because I have to be at work. So, that's huge for me. And I've really had to lean on that hard this last week or so. I've had things going on at work, credentialing issues, just things that have been hard and really made me lean heavily on why I'm trying to do the things that I'm doing and get to a place where I can have more time, freedom, and have time with my
Yes.
kids.
Absolutely. Time freedom. That's a big one for me. You know, I have a lot of time freedom because I am a small business owner, but Jeremy works so much. I feel like he's always gone. So that was really my why into, entering into this was I wanted this company, yes, that we're talking about because we're very passionate about it. But I did enter into this company for the time freedom. I want Jeremy to not have to clock in and trade his life away you know 40 hours a week, clock in. You're trading your life away for money, and I want that time freedom. That's my why. I don't have the kids. We all know our stories, but I don't have kids. I don't have that reason to be at home, but I want to be with Jeremy. I want him to be home, and we want to travel. So with you, Lindsay, every time I was ready to give in this week and eat food, I was like, no, I need to have my breakthrough. This needs to be my breakthrough moment. I'm going to stay on track. I'm going to lean into my why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And so it's been really helpful to me also to lean into my whys.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, and I think too, sometimes we talk about intentionality, right? Like
Absolutely.
we have to think about what are the intentions that lead us to the why. And I think we just really have to hone in on that with any new venture that you're jumping into.
Yeah,
So,
I've been one that I think we both have been one of those that will jump into something and just get going. What do you like to say? Messy action. Just get
messy
going.
action.
Right. But you do have to slow down and take time to figure out, what is my reason behind doing this. That way you don't give up on yourself because life gets hard. We need reason to keep pushing ahead.
Yeah, I've had several things where I did the messy action and it got all messed up. And then I call you and I'm like, oh, I want to cry because I've messed something up and we have to like backtrack.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have those obstacles. You're going to have the hard times. And when the hard times come, that is when it's really really important to lean on your why. If you are starting into a healthy journey, if you are starting into a mental health journey, if
Right.
you're going to therapy, if it's something with your kids, I mean, you really have to remember, why is it that you're doing it? Because there's going to be a time that a party comes up and you're going to want to eat the food, but you've committed to yourself to choose the vegetables and prioritize protein. And you really have to remember, I'm getting healthy so that I can have longevity with my kids. I'm getting healthy so that I don't have heart disease or diabetes or whatever.
Mhm. Right. And I agree with that also. Speaking about mental health, it's mental health week, May is mental health month. And I think it's important to realize when you're in that negative hole, we said this last week, it's easy to lay down and stay in that negative hole. That's when knowing why you're doing something, whether it's going to therapy, whether it's just writing down something you're thankful for every day, a win, something you've done today, even if it's get up and drink your water. You know what? You did that today. So
Yep.
it's important to always know why so that you have a reason to get up and keep moving. Because I was that girl. I had that time freedom. It was easy for me to sit in front of the TV and say, you know what? I've got time. I'm going to watch another TV show. I'm going to watch one more episode. I'm going to read one more chapter. When in all reality, I wasn't bettering myself. So when I started doing this journey, I had to really think, why am I doing this? And when I get ready to sit down in front of that TV and watch my ball game, I have to go, wait, there's something else I need to be doing. And I need to remember why I'm doing it every time. So if you move, like you said, with intentions and you have intentions behind your whys, you're going to be more successful. I know I have been.
Absolutely. Likewise, I definitely move with more intention behind what I'm doing. We've talked about this. I schedule break time too, though, because I have a bad habit of going full force
Mm-hmm.
and scheduling too much in a time frame and making sure that everything gets done. So I have
Right.
to schedule time in my calendar that is like off to spend time with my husband, off to spend time with the kids.
Right.
There's time on the weekends that, like, if I'm at softball, I'm not doing work. I'm not going to be, you know, committing to those things. Now, there are times that stuff has to be done and there are deadlines, but for the most part, I have to be really intentional about scheduling time off too.
Yeah.
So that is
Oh,
part of my why. I mean, if I want more time with my kids, I can't just continue to work, work, work
right.
now
Right.
and not give them a little bit of time. So I
Mhm.
think that balance is sometimes hard for people.
Yeah, they are. And again, looking back between us, we're so different in so many ways. And your whys are around your kids and your family. And mine are mostly around Jeremy. But what I mean, I feel like we kind of meet in the middle there. Even though we're so different on each end of the spectrum, we still meet in the middle with our whys. They're all just, we want to be healthy, we want to be happy, and we want more time with our families.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, I think so. It's when we use the whys and when we lean on them, I think is sometimes different too, though. We'd had a conversation, earlier this week about how, you know, I really have to use the whys way more than wins. And, you tend to be look at your wins
Mhm.
and, your why is important. It's always important, but you have different tactics to, how you get to a point to move forward and keep going with what you're doing when things get hard.
Yeah, so like I said earlier with the winds, if you got up and drank your water, I have, you guys have heard my story. I have the migraines, I have the headaches. And some days, if I get out of bed, it's a win. So I do have to focus on those small wins. So I tend to lean more into my wins than my whys for sure. But I do think it's important that we take our wins when they're even when they're small. The small wins are just as important as the big ones because you can't get to the big ones without the small wins.
And I hear that, but it is very difficult for me. We've talked about this before. If I don't have a perfect win, I don't want to write it down.
Mhm.
It's really hard for me. If I've written a list of critical tasks today and I don't hit them, like I don't want to write it down as a win. And very frequently, because I've been doing a gratitude win journal for years, and I will frequently go to bed and just say, forget the wins because I can't think of any. And I tell Bill, I'm like, okay, what wins do I have today? Like I really need to be better about that,
You do.
and I'm sure that there are other people who similar to me are, that perfectionists have to have everything perfect. But I'm definitely trying to take a page out of your book and write down the wins because two
Give
days
your
ago, go ahead.
give yourself a little grace. You're
Yeah,
allowed to have small wins.
I'm trying because my win for, 2 days ago when I could barely get my head off of the pillow was literally just sticking with the fast and not giving up.
Right.
Like that was very difficult. And that was probably the only win that I had, but it's okay. I wrote it down.
Yes. See, go, Lindsay. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
gonna
you.
take all of those wins. Especially we're so different in that way. I want my wins, even if it's something small. If I get up and get on the Zoom in the morning, that is a win for me because I'm not a morning person at all. Like I'm that girl that stays up till 4 in the morning and sleeps till noon. Always have been, except when I worked a 9 to 5 job. And let me tell you, getting up for that 9 o'clock meeting is tough on Brittany, especially being presentable.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
that is a win for me. And I'm allowed
Yeah,
to, have those small wins just like you are.
that's awesome. Yeah. And then, I'm up at 4:45 every morning getting in the gym and,
When I'm going to
that's
bed.
yeah, right? That's so funny. And so I've already done 4 hours of work before that Zoom.
No, ma'am. Not me.
Uh,
I'm like putting on my mascara, running to the computer, like,
oh my gosh, that's
oh,
hilarious. No, yeah, that's been hard for me this week too, not being able to work out. Like I gotta have to remember that it's okay. Like this journey is for something different. So
that's right.
yes. Anyway, well, I think that we tend to talk about some serious topics on this podcast.
We
you
do.
know, today has been a little lighter. I mean, there's been some serious stuff, but we thought that because we generally talk about some serious things, that we would start ending with a fun segment.
Yes. So actually, I was in charge of the fun segment today, and um, Lindsay is so similar to Jeremy and where they're from. So because she's from Indiana, and I'm from Tennessee, I thought it would be fun to give her some Tennessee slang and see if she knew what it meant. Um, here we go. You
Okay,
ready? Are you
I'm
ready?
ready. Yes,
Um,
I'm ready.
so buggy, buggy.
A car,
Nope.
a
You want me to
baby
use it in a
buggy, a baby buggy.
closer? You want me to use it in a sentence?
Yes.
I took my groceries out of the buggy and put them in my car.
A shopping cart?
Yeah.
Okay, a buggy is a shopping cart. Nope, wouldn't have guessed that one.
Yeah, that would be Jeremy's the same way. Every time I say it, he's like, buggy. Like that sounds like you're a kid saying, I want to see the little buggies.
Oh
No,
my gosh,
that's our shopping carts.
that's
Um,
funny.
so one that he always says is just blows him away is I use I don't care to a lot. Like I don't care to get pizza.
Like you don't want to.
No, no,
I don't care to me it would mean you're saying I don't want to.
no, I
Okay.
don't care to. I don't mind if we get pizza. I don't care to get pizza. And Jeremy's like, "You sound so rude. I don't care to get pizza." I'm like, "No, I really don't care. Like, I don't care to do that at all." So, and then my favorite because the first time I said it, oh, it had to been our first date with Jeremy, and he looked at me, so I know it's going to throw you. I swanny,
What? I don't even know what you said.
I swanny to my day. I
I
swanny.
swanny? I
Yeah.
swanny?
Okay, it's
I
kind of like
swanny?
I do declare.
I swanny to my day.
I do
I declare.
declare.
I have never heard that before.
Do you have a guess?
No, I thought you just told me. I declare.
You know, it's like, I swear.
I, so say it again.
I swanny.
I Swanee.
Like,
So it's like, I promise.
okay, more like it's raining really hard. Well, I swanny, it's raining cats and dogs.
I can't even think of something to equate that to. Like, my goodness, it's raining cats and dogs.
There you go. Well, I do
Okay.
declare, Lindsay, it's about time to sign off, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That was a good one.
Yep.
Oh, yes. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on your preferred listening platform and share it with anyone that you think could benefit from it. And we hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.